Even way before I came to Cornell, public service and engagement was something that was offered, and it was part of the curriculum, whether it's travel abroad, whether it's something like what I did with the Cornell in Washington, or just other service opportunities.
When we think about our work in student and campus life, this ethos of engagement, of giving back, just permeates everything we do.
One of the really cool things about the Community Engaged Learning Initiative is that students, even before they set a foot on campus, can start engaging with our land-grant mission, our effort to do the greatest good, to make sure that what we do on campus is responding to and serving the needs of local communities, statewide communities, and indeed global communities.
In service of Ezra Cornell's famous statement to do the greatest good, the Einhorn Center provides students with an opportunity to engage with community partners. The fundamental premise of the Einhorn Center is that at a residential university, you learn both in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
Community engaged learning is a learning practice that goes beyond the conventional classroom space, goes beyond a textbook, and really embeds the student in the community that they live in every single day.
The Cornell students are coming in once a week to work with our 10th graders on the social science research curriculum that they built. It's a really teen-friendly way of going through these ideas.
You're not learning through a lecture, you're not learning through notes, you're learning through action, and you're learning through other people's action, and you're learning through conversations with others.
Like a really major reason that we wanted to do this program is just to kind of build out for them more connections and have them feeling like, you know, they might see themselves at Cornell someday, or they might see themselves as doing this kind of work one day.
This program literally brought home the idea of community-centric research, kind of leaning into the desires and the hopes of the community that we're working with, as opposed to imposing some curriculum based in research that is not immediately relevant.
If community-engaged learning is done well, it allows you to communicate across difference. You put people in a situation where they may have disagreements about religion, culture, gender, politics, right? And you put them in an experience where they get to talk through those differences.
The skills from high quality community engagement are going to be varied. It's going to be depending upon who you wind up relating to, who you experience your program with. You're hopefully going to be exposed to people who are fundamentally different from yourself and force you to learn a bit about them and to gain skills in order to bridge differences and to work with them in order to succeed in the project that you have.
The Einhorn Center sits right at that connection between the academic and the co-curricular.
Which means that the students can access these opportunities in formal coursework as well as in co-curricular or extracurricular spaces, such as through residence halls, student groups, campus life.
When I first started 10 years ago, this wasn't for every major, right? This was a select few who were doing this. If it was part of your discipline that supported community-engaged learning, you could do it. Now it's for everybody.
What has happened over the last 10 years is to really turbocharge this through the grants, through incentives, through building the capacity of faculty and staff and students to do this, and by growing the recognition for this, that this is something indeed that we value and recognize and want to support.
I see the resonance between this course and what I've learned about the Einhorn Center through my work in a student organization. It's been probably one of the most holistic and fulfilling parts of my Cornell experience. It widens your worldview, and I think that's worthwhile pursuing.
Students who have that combination where they get that classroom intellect and then they make use of it or they translate it into a learned, lived experience, those are the students who come out of Cornell or any university magically transformed and really understanding their place in this world.
That teaches skills like listening, contributing, being part of a group and a team, and extraordinarily important as students develop.
What does it mean to have 10 years of Cornell undergraduates having had this experience? And what it means is that thousands of Cornellians are graduating with the capabilities to be problem solvers and also to understand that there's reciprocal benefits to these partnerships. So thousands of undergraduates every year are going to graduate with that.
We have them for 4 years on average here. My goal is that we can impact the next 40 years of their career from teaching them and exposing them to the work of community engaged learning while they're here at Cornell.
My hope is that a number of students look back at their experience in engagement as one of the high points of their Cornell education. If that turns out to be true, it becomes something that grows on itself and it becomes endemic to a Cornell education. And this then becomes something that many, many generations of Cornellians can experience.